We now head to the Wiper headquarters, where NASA members of Parliament are holding a meeting amidst the ongoing disagreement on the date of the fresh election set by IEBC. And TV's Andrew Ching now joins us. Andrew, what can you tell us?
Well, thank you, Gladys. As you rightly mentioned, this is the Wiper headquarters in Lavington here in Nairobi. And if you could just see behind me in that white tent, the meeting of the NASA parliamentary group is going on. We've seen several senators, several elected, both nominated and elected senators, members of the National Assembly, all in that meeting, deliberating on the way forward, given that the fresh presidential elections already has been announced. The date has been announced for the 17th of October by the IEBC. We know very well that, of course, NASA and its presidential candidate Raila Odinga have been against that date. But from what we know and what we understand inside there is just deliberations and discussions of strategies of what will happen when going forward from now on and on the election day itself. We understand that they're talking about issues of the campaign, of course, issues of ensuring that all voters who are registered in NASA strongholds and NASA supporters from all over the country are able to vote, and also issues of protecting that vote. Remember, many of them have been saying that they don't want a scenario that has been there before, of their votes being stolen once they have been cast. So that is what we understand is going on here, just strategizing going forward with the campaign mode and with the election, of course, once that begins. But of course, we also expect a reaction from them. Remember, NASA has been saying that it needs to conduct a forensic audit of the IEBC systems, the servers and all of that. So we will be expecting a reaction from them or a feedback from them, going by what the IEBC has already announced. Remember the statement by the chairman of the IEBC announcing a team that will be under him, coordinating and taking and getting into effect the presidential election that IEBC says will be conducted on the 17th of October. This team, of course, lacks all the people who had been mentioned by NASA as being deemed to be supporters, being deemed to be pro-Jubilee. So we will, of course, be expecting to hear from them, just a reaction from them on this list that has been published by Wafula Chebukati as the project team that will coordinate and deliver the fresh presidential election on the 17th of October. Of course, there is still the pending issue of conducting an audit of the IEBC system. So we will be waiting, of course, getting some feedback from them on whether they've attempted this and going forward how this will happen. So, of course, just to recap what is happening here, the NASA parliamentary group just strategizing on how to ensure that they win the fresh presidential election, which IEBC has announced that will take place on the 17th of October.
Thank you, Andrew Ching, speaking to us from the Wiper headquarters. As he said, NASA leaders are actually deliberating going forward to the next presidential elections that have been slated for 17th of October.